again, everybody. We are back and live on Spaces, making sure everything is working right. Twitter's being weird. There's George. At least he's not. Approve. All right, make him a co-host in case I have to leave again. Oh, the joy of these apps. At least it's not just us, though, George. I was with Disanoffle last night, and their system had a couple of issues that we went silent live twice. It was weird.
It happens all the time.
I'm like, that's why we didn't feel out. You just power through it. It's all you can do in this world. We're working in this. We're working with technology. When it
you
works,
never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, or why it happens.
Yeah. Hey, so far, we've only lost one recorded Spaces. Just didn't. It was corrupted.
That wasn't a very good one anyway, if I remember correctly.
Right. Luckily for that one, I do have a backup.
A good one to lose.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. Right. Yeah. Not one of our ones with the guests where we actually get good guests and good conversations going. But how you doing today, buddy?
Good. It got cold here quick.
I mean, I get that because living in a desert, we get that. Everyone's like, oh, it's only 51 degrees. I'm like, yeah, but without any humidity to hold any moisture or it gets cold real fast here. That's how we operate.
This is a humid cold here. This is different.
Right. I was gonna say you said you might be getting snow at some point.
Yeah, we're supposed to get something in the morning. We'll see.
Yeah, we don't get that down here. Now, if you drive 90 minutes to 2 hours north of Phoenix, it's straight up. It's an incline. You go to Sedona and Flagstaff and Prescott. They get lots of snow. We can go see it. We can go visit it. But I've lived in Phoenix more of my life than I haven't, and I think it snowed here 3 times. And
I'll give credit. I'll give credit to guys down here. My first year down here in Arkansas, it snowed for a day, and the town was shut down for a week. We didn't go to work, nothing.
Yeah.
Last year, it snowed pretty good, and they had snow plows. I'm like, where the hell are they get all this stuff?
All right, so they
learned.
They figured it out. That's all you need. That's the thing. Hey man, if you have an issue one time, you didn't work for the one time, all right, fine. We learn, we adapt, we move forward. If it's the second and third time it's still happening, all right, guys, who's doing any of this?
We're not known for our snow removal skills down here.
Right. But I figure that I don't know. And this is a compliment. This is going to sound but it's a compliment. The redneck ingenuity, being able to make it work.
Oh yeah, you should see some of the shit down here. It's awesome.
That's great. I mean, hey, you got to get it figured out. Dang it, you got shit to do.
When I get to work and there's snow, I'm in charge of snow removal, even though I don't run any equipment. It's do it this way, go that way. Put salt here. Don't put stuff here. Do it all. I know what I'm doing.
I was hoping you were going to be the guys that have that you see on online that have they get a flamethrower to get rid of their snow as opposed to a leaf blower. Yeah,
I'm not that rednecky yet.
George on his forklift with his I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way for me. Sorry. Hey, something I caught before we jumped on. It was pretty cool.
What's up?
I'm watching Bills won, by the way. Bills did win, so I'm happy.
I had bad sports weekend. Oof.
The Sunday night game tonight is Denver and Washington. But I'm watching the pregame show, and they're showing this dude. I'm like, okay, what's so significant about this guy? Well, Alex Singleton for the Denver Broncos is in tonight's active starting lineup. 23 days ago, he had testicular cancer surgery.
Good Lord.
How about that?
That's incredible.
Amazing.
That's insane. I had not heard that. You said Singletary. I was going to be Mike Singletary's kid.
Singleton.
Singleton. Gotcha. No, that's awesome. Stories like that are cool. Who was it? It was years ago now, I think, but the kid, the blind kid who was a walk-on on the USC football team. And they made him the long snapper because you don't really know the long snapper doesn't get hit and then have to do it. And he just was able to figure it out from the field. And, I actually happened to watch the game live when they put him in for a late field goal or late, extra point when they were winning by 40, but it was a cool story. That kind of stuff's awesome. That's great.
Even last night there was a cool story when Charlotte came out for the beginning of the War Games. They said that her wardrobe was inspired by a 7-year-old girl in the stands that has some rare form of brain cancer. And I still almost started crying. So
I did hear that. That's I'm one of those people that I try to be a stoic with it. Oh, I don't care. I don't know them. The moment you get to those stories, though, I'm immediately yeah, it's got onions. Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, no, and I feel like there's a lot of heat that Charlotte gets because people think like the character is Ashley, the real girl. And it's like, no, she's a human. And also too, like we were talking about the other day when you're like, Ric Flair said something recently. Ah, crap. You know, cause like, I feel bad for her. Almost all of it.
Well, you got to find a person. You got design because it can be nice, but it could be crap. You don't know that.
Right.
Last night too. Good.
Yeah. No. I mean, there was a fun. I mean, it was a fun show, and it was a good way to kick off the show with it. And I always appreciate it. Like I always love that kind of stuff they do. They showed Penta pretty early on in his time coming into WWE, and like immediately he went to kids cancer wards and stuff. And like that's one of those things. If you have,
I don't know how people do that, dude.
I mean, it's one of those things that it's just kind of like, hey, you've worked your way to get in this position where you can give back. Like you might like it's not that you have to, but I feel like any good person is going to want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I can go see a sick child. That's fine. But when I hear like brain cancer or something like that, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't even talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that for those people that are in that position, you know, I mean, that was always why all that, like, when the Cena sucks, let's go Cena stuff was at its height and like there was so many anti-Cena people, I always was like, I get it to a point, but there was so much hatred towards it. I'm like, you guys do realize that he's like the world record holder, or at that time was working on becoming the world record holder for Make-A-Wishes granted. It's like, you can't fault that. That's one of the one of the best things WWE does with it, honestly. And a lot of that stuff
take
too.
Its toll, dude.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, absolutely. You see anybody when they talk about it and talk about certain situations. I mean, obviously, aside from like the ones that aren't real, Hulk Hogan. But like, it's one of those things too that WWE does publicize it here and there, and you see clips, but it's not like they're not like overdoing it. They're not doing that just to so they look good. You know, they're not like sports washing their bad with that. It's just something that they do and have always done. And yeah, no, I have nothing but respect for that. That's awesome from Charlotte for sure. Helps her be a good babyface too, and good for her, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, worked out good. I was pretty happy with the beginning.
Yeah, no, that is good. That is good.
I'm just checking on something first.
Oh no, and I wanted to send out another special thank you to AEW Disciplinary Committee and Awful for bringing me on their Awful Wrestling Survivor Series War Games post show last night, where we kept doing and talked about the entire show throughout the entire thing, but we went off on tangents and had a lot of fun and cracked a lot of jokes. And just like the other time I was on their show, like my face hurt from laughing at the end of it. I'm like, and they kept the chat was like over 60 people the whole time. It was fun. And congratulations to them for getting monetized too. That is awesome.
So Cena has done over 650 Make-A-Wishes.
I knew it was over 600. I didn't know I knew it was over 6. I feel like that was when he hit the world record with it. That's insane.
Yeah, that's something. That is something.
Yeah. No, it is, but that's.
Do you want to get into last night?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know if there's anything else you wanted to cover before we get into. I mean, I at least want to. I mean, SmackDown was good, but it's kind of one of those things where the show the night before the main.
Yeah, I don't even bother.
Yeah,
I saw it, but there was nothing.
Yeah, I do like the idea of the traditional Survivor Series matches happening. Like, I still enjoy that, and that'll lead me into the first match on the show because it was the women's War Games match, and kind of like I talked about a lot with Dis and Awful last night. I just don't know if you need 2 War Games matches. I mean, you want to have them as the teams. That match should have been a traditional Survivor Series elimination match.
They've established it now, so they can't.
I know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, you can't.
You're in.
Yeah, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, and it will eventually kind of get what we've been talking about with Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank sooner than later. It's going to get split into 2 nights. It just is. If they needed a proof of concept, getting 40,000 people,
46,016, they squeaked into that place. I couldn't believe it when I heard the announcement. I'm like, okay.
And even if that does include all the WWE people, that's still over 40,000 people paid for tickets for that. Even if there's comps or whatever, like that's the 45,000 fans is a lot of people.
Yeah, when they put up 46,016, I was like, well, that's about 3,000 more than I thought was going to happen.
I think it was I forget if it was I think it was Powerful King JJ had posted it like 2 hours before showtime, and they were at 44 and change, and I'm like, man, I was like, that's basically saying 45,000. Even if they don't get 45,000, I'm going to say 45K because that's a good number. And then they got 46.
Yeah.
Damn. But I mean, that's.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys discussed it last night because I was kind of wishy-washy. I apologize, but I was tired.
The fact that you were in it, you go to bed early. I get it. Plus, it was late.
It wasn't early. Dude, it was
late.
Past 10 o'clock my time. That's late for me.
But
I think you guys discussed it. There were no shark cages last night.
Correct.
And it looked like I think you guys said, if I'm not mistaken, I think they redesigned the entranceway.
Yeah, we did.
You couldn't really put shark cages in there, and I don't think that would have worked anyway.
Well,
I don't see Brock Lesnar being in there. I don't see anybody being in a shark cage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of weird especially with that team for sure. Well, I mean, can you fit Brock Lesnar and Bronson Reed and two other guys in a shark cage? Like, Jesus
I like
Christ.
it better. I like it better this way. Not gonna lie.
And what I thought worked better too is like during the intervals and the entrances, you get an entrance with the music and stuff. And whether people like that or not, whether people think it's too showy or whatever, in the audience, when you're there, it's awesome. Entrances are fantastic. It's part of the show. It's part of the whole, especially in an arena. So I think that helped with like the flow where there wasn't, especially early, like if you were going to like, unfortunately, like the blood and guts where there was times where everyone's just sitting on their hands, just waiting for something to happen. An entrance, especially with these types of stars, really, really does that. So
yeah.
No,
so
I liked it.
Charlotte and Asuka started things off.
Which made a lot of sense.
That was the beginning to our day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which made a heck of a lot of sense with the two of them being.
I was surprised Asuka was first, being the captain of the team and all.
I mean, I guess Becky Lynch is calling herself the captain now, so I'm not. But yeah, no, I get you. But I mean, it's one of those things too where you gotta have somebody who's got enough star power, but also has got the cardio to be able to go. I mean, both those matches were over 40 minutes, so they had to be able to pull it. But I mean, it made a lot of sense in that way. Plus two with the storyline, like Asuka's the reason Charlotte kind of wants into the match because in kayfabe, I mean, I know Charlotte really did get hurt wrestling Asuka, but it wasn't on purpose. But they're making it like it was on purpose, so I got that. That worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I missed I didn't catch the first 20 minutes live because I was doing the second Thanksgiving we do with my in-laws. But I watched. I watched it this morning. I watched it this morning because you
missed the change spot, I think.
No, I didn't miss it. I saw this. I missed it live.
I'm just saying, the wrap around the three girls, that was stupid. But whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the thing is, this one, it wasn't, I mean, for the men's match, there was a lot of heat and a lot of things built into it. This one was more of that. They just kind of had to have the match with it. And it was fine. I just felt like this really should have been a traditional Survivor Series match. And about the shark cages, I meant to say, if they did it like I've seen them do at least recently on the Raws and stuff, once they build their set, they'll open up more stuff on the sides and
you've done that.
I think it was
there.
Right. I think it was part of I think you nailed it, and I didn't think of it before until you said it, but I think Brock might be the answer. It's like they probably wanted to do it because I'm sure Triple H is a traditionalist with it, but yeah, exactly. Brock's not doing that. Like with Randy Orton not going in the one a few years ago, it's because it was his comeback, and then when they did do it where it was Punk and Roman last year, where Roman didn't let Punk come out and then Punk barreled past Roman and stuff. That was cool with it, but it's also what else can you do? So this really did work for me. I enjoyed it.
Yes. They went Charlotte, Asuka, Io Sky, Becky, Alexa, Kairi Sane, AJ Lee, Nia, Rhea, Lash. Up until Io Sky came out to a traditional entrance. Becky came out to a traditional entrance. They all took their time. Alexa, same thing. Kairi Sane, same thing. And I'm yelling, AJ Lee is next. I'm yelling at the screen going, please don't skip to the ring.
It's not a happy skip.
She came out with a mean looking face, determination to get to the ring. Yeah. I was so happy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I get that. And for this one, it did make sense even more, but the skip it's not a happy skip. It's cause she's crazy.
No, not like the Joker not in the entrance to the War Games. She did it inside the ring, which is cool. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. No. And not to the War Games. I just don't mind it when
regular entrance is fine. Yeah. I'm with you. 100%. Yeah.
No. And it did make more sense, especially too, when you're the last entrant in, you're trying to come in and save your team and be the hero. Yeah, you got to bolt down there. There was even Cody and his entrance a bit sometimes kind of milked it a bit. I'm like, you got to get out there, buddy. You got to. It's a long entrance ramp. Yeah,
but they had like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them just came out and did their normal thing, and I'm AJ Lee. Come on, make me happy, please.
No, I get you. But it was also too like it was the first time they've done it this way, so it's kind of feeling them out as they go. But I thought it worked with that. I mean, like I said, this match I was never going to be that excited for because there wasn't that much heat for it. It was fun. I mean, there was fun spots with it. Obviously,
garbage can blows.
Right, yeah, everybody does those things. Yeah,
we knew it was coming. We knew
exactly. But nobody gigged themselves 4 minutes into it and bled all over the ring. There was nothing too egregious. Obviously it's wrestling. There's going to be some cooperation spots, but not nearly as many where they take 45 seconds and we set this thing up. But I mean, it flowed well. It wasn't my favorite match ever, but it was fine.
It was all right. Yeah, they brought Lash Legend in at the very end for a friggin' reason. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Yeah, no, you got to figure too, this is probably what? 4 times as big of a crowd as she's ever been in front of, I mean, she's been at some SmackDowns, but like what, in front of 10, 15,000, which was a lot. This is a big show for her, and everything worked out, I feel like, in the general sense of it. Kind of get the rough start of it out, work the kinks out, and then
word on the street is they're gonna give her a nice little fucking push in the butt.
I think so. I think it's
it was obvious when she was last. I figured it out pretty quick. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it too on This Is Awful last night too, of the NIL program, and I even mentioned how you and I have talked about it ad nauseum of having people that want to take coaching and are listening and learning and want to get better at this. You're gonna see them improve, and Lash has been one of the people that I have put on the top of that list because
she's a basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Star. And she's not great yet, but she's getting better. And if you look at where she was only 2 years ago, it's like a different human being. Like, she's completely evolved. Now, obviously somebody like Jade's going to have a much higher ceiling and a much bigger star as a bigger star, but Lash has a good long career in front of her, I think, especially with that size.
This comes to a fruition sometime soon, not soon, but sometime in the near future. Lash Legend versus Jade Cargill.
Right? Yeah, I don't think that's this year. I think that's probably maybe as soon as SummerSlam, but I'd probably think like Mania next year or SummerSlam next year. That'd be good. Like, build it up.
Just keep your eyes on it. Keep your eyes on it, because see if she picks up on it. See if she picks up on everything. Because I think she's gonna rock it up.
I do too. I have very high hopes for her, because again, like I said, when I first saw her on NXT, it was like one of those, like, that's not good. That's really bad. That's almost embarrassing. But that's what NXT's for. Coaching. Get better with it. And that was before they had Evolve. And you can see it. Like, we've talked about it all the time. The people that have literally been being coached since they were 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, go through high school, go through college at D1 or high level college coaching, and then right into the performance center. Their mindset stays the same. They don't pull I don't need to talk to the veterans. I know everything. So I'm very impressed.
Life's the same way. Like, I even though I've been an athlete my whole life, I take that every day to work with me.
Yeah.
Just natural instinct. It's just how I operate. So.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I always talk about like I'm a natural problem solver. Like, whatever the situation is, even if it's a bad solution, I'm going to work on coming up with the solution. I played defensive midfield in soccer where you basically were scrambling of like, if it gets past you, we're getting to the point of it's going to get a goal. So it's just part of like making sure we make things better and working as a team too. So no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And then you knew what it was going to be. You knew it was going to start off the show because the men were closing. And so it did what it needed to do. Nothing bad, nothing good, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It was average. I was fine
great.
with it.
Yeah. I'm glad. And everybody seems to be okay afterwards. It furthers the Becky and AJ Lee feud, which is great. No, that's good stuff.
I just hope this is the last year for the garbage can crap.
Yeah, I said that last year.
It's Kofi Kingston. It's on the Kofi Kingston thing now. We've had enough. We get it.
Like she needs to like go for it and somebody stop her or something. Yeah. But also too, like I said, this was going to be the one that I kind of figured the babyface women were going to win because the men heels needed to win. You didn't want both heels to win. So it all made lots of sense. The second match on the show, I mean, this is my favorite match on the night. This was perfect. Not only with the sun was out for all of the women's match, and like the sun was going down for this match. And so, you had that, the great lighting. And then, I mean, a lot of the complaints about the Cena retirement tour. I mean, number one, obviously the heel crap with Rock that didn't work out, but we know why. But they've always said, oh, he hasn't really elevated any of the young guys. Well, he's elevated one of them now to literally I don't know if he's in the main event scene yet, but he's real close now. Like, this was awesome. And they also had some fun storyline stuff with it, with returns and everything, but I loved it. This is my match of the night.
This was interesting to me. I got a chance to ask Mr. Corderas about the ref bump in this too. So
oh, nice. Cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, you'll have to let me know.
Just like, so the ref gets bumped and I think he was out for like 5 minutes or so. Something like that. So I wrote, this ref bump thing, is it okay to be out that long? He just wrote back to me real quick. Depends on the bump. I'm like, well, that doesn't answer my question.
Well, yeah. Right. But
I followed it up with, okay, in the Cena case, in the Cena case, he goes, yeah, it was a bit excessive.
Yeah.
But both companies do it.
They do.
And I don't like it, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be 3 to 4 minutes, maybe tops. You come in, do your damage, and the referee gets up. Doesn't see anything. That's all.
And I will say that, at least with WWE, it's usually is more of those. That's when they are in the main events, though, or with the bigger stars sometimes. And with Cena, he's wrestling at a speed and at a pace that is much slower than any of us are used to anymore. So it always is going to feel those. But I mean, when they also too, when Dom came out and he had Raquel and Roxanne, I immediately tweeted out, I'm like, pretty sure, or I was like, anybody else think Liv's coming back during this? Because it just, I mean, Dom doesn't normally come down with them, so it just kind of felt that way with it. I
do like the production the referee gives when they're throwing people out of the ring now. It's pretty funny.
The hands and
that's like a whole 5 minutes.
It's almost, it's not quite like Leslie Nielsen in the first Naked Gun, but it's close, with the hubba. Yeah, no, it's in that realm though. It's in that sphere, which I very much enjoy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jake. What he said was he would have liked to have seen a replacement referee come out.
Which that I've always, whenever we've had this conversation, yes.
Yeah, we've been programmed as WWE fans. We've seen Charles Robinson coming down the aisle many times doing trucking 60 miles an hour. So we know they can do it.
Yep.
It's been presented to us a few times.
Yep. And whenever we've had this discussion with it, and admittedly, I'm usually the one kind of more on the side of understanding with it, but whenever you said, well, send another ref out, absolutely, every time. And I've always even said too, when you have like a group with like the Vision, send the ref out and then Braun spears him. And then and then the refs don't want to come running out. Like they try to send another ref out, but Breaker's standing there and they're like, no, I'm not going to go get that. If that would work, that would be good. Because that makes sense. The worst thing with refs for me is like when they're like taking something, like somebody brings in the belt and they take it outside the ring and then they like go through the ropes and start talking to somebody. Like that's not realistic. Like take it out quickly and go back. Yeah. You've got like 3 to 8 seconds, not 12 to 50, and that's more egregious to me than a bump. Cause I've always looked at it too of like, the wrestlers are larger than life and giant guys and they've got a bunch of muscles and the referees are like us. Cause I always know if I'm going to, like I said about the Cena bump before, if I took a John Cena shoulder tackle, it's going to take me a while to get up. Also, cause I'm probably going to try to sue, but you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Raquel and Roxanne got booted.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, now what's going to happen?
Right.
This is going to be interesting pretty quick here.
And all that did for me was it was like, she's got to come back now with it. Now, I wasn't sure what they were going to do with Liv. It made sense. What they did was the right plan with it. It made sense in the sense that she's coming back and she's still with Dom as opposed to coming back as a babyface. But it was great because they let her get that giant pop, and run down. And then
I'm waiting.
The moment to attack Dominic, which everybody always does because all of us because I would be someone in a crowd that would cheer Dominic to a point, but I would also boo him when he's wrestling as a heel because he's the heel. So you're going to pop huge when Liv attacks him. And then she does the AJ Lee tribute essentially when she jumps on Cena and wraps her legs around his waist and like hugs him. And I love that. All of that I loved. And I was I was waiting for it, and they pan into her, and they do.
I hate when they do this.
Well, this will work because
the change of facial expression crap only worked the one time. That was with John Cena. Let's stop doing it.
But that was why, though. What she was doing it with John Cena. I'm all right with certain facial expression changes.
I'm not gonna say hate. I don't like you.
I get you. Yeah, no, I get you. I'm the same way. You know me, where I'm like, I hate that. Okay, that's strong. I don't hate it because like I love it when. Like the moments when when a baby face is happy and doing whatever, and then Brock's music hit. I love that facial reaction. That's like Jaws, where you're like, oh shit. This one,
because if you would have done this without the change of facial expressions on Liv, it would have been even better. You would have never seen it coming. Yeah. Meanwhile, 46,000 people all seen it coming.
Yeah, so you're right.
It's a minor nitpick on my part, but
and the only reason if it was anybody else than Cena, I would be 100% with you. Because it was Cena and because that was, even though it panned out to shit, that was a big moment when it happened. So I was okay with that callback.
I don't want to relive that ever again.
That's also fair. But I mean, what did we talk about before when Liv was, before she got hurt and left is whether some people don't think, oh, she's too small or whatever. She's great at the little things. Like after she kicked him in the balls, she pushed him down so he would be in for the 619 position. You know what I mean? Like, or before, I forget who it was, but last year, earlier in the year, she was beating somebody up in the ring, and then Rhea's music hits. She looked up and had the scared look that they want, but then went back to punching whoever she was punching for 5 seconds because she's got like I love that stuff. And
like an idiot,
yeah, exactly. And it's those small things that make all the difference. And she's a star, and I'm happy she's back because she's very talented. And the Liv Dom package needs to continue to go for as long as they want to, but we need it to come to a fun end at some point with it. But maybe not have them have them be the power couple for the next year or whatever with it, and break up the Judgment Day or whatever they want to do. I'm excited to see it. I was happy.
When she was talking on the way out, it was 100% Jersey accent.
Oh yeah, she's got it.
Up on it real quick, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, are they going to go with this, or are they going to go with her regular voice that she uses? Now she come back a Jersey girl?
Yeah,
what the hell going on? It was noticeable.
My father was born in Massachusetts, but moved to New Jersey. My father was from South Jersey. My mother's from North Jersey. They met in Central Jersey. I can usually pick out a Jersey accent and give you like the region that it's in because it's a small state, but they've got 4 accents. So now she's all.
Yeah, she said it right when she was talking on the way out. I could tell right off the bat. I'm like, are we going to go with this, or are we not going to go with this?
Similar to most of my family, the women in my family that are New Jersey and that are from New Jersey, even on Thanksgiving, my aunt did it. They can hide the accent when they're talking. You start to get to that yelling and it comes out. That was great though.
They've done a good job of hiding that with her.
Well, when she yells and stuff, I can catch it. Like when she does the certain parts, whatever she usually says before laughing, I can hear it. But like I said, literally 80% of my family still lives in New Jersey. So like, I'm just used to it. I proposed to my wife in New Jersey. Like I'm from Arizona, but I've got a lot of love for New Jersey. I love New Jersey. At least the parts I would go through. I mean, you go through Newark and Trenton really fast, but yeah, like the Deptford area, Ocean City, Seaside, Wildwood, those are fun. But I thought the way this, and then, Cena this works perfectly for Cena, what we were talking about before, that, what some people want him to win his last match, some people want him to lose his last match, but all I said was, I don't think he should have the Intercontinental title for his last match. And this made perfect sense Cena got to win it, get the Grand Slam Championship, have these 2 great matches and moments with Dom, and then it can ride off into the sunset and probably get murked by Gunther in 2 weeks.
That was my major concern with all this. I'm like, this last match has a title on the line. I'm not going to like that at all.
Yep. That's one of the reasons why, kind of the way I handle everything, and we'll get to it when we get into the ending of the main event, but I rarely will ever judge things initially when there's a chance to see how it plays out. Sometimes that bites me in the ass. Number 1 would be the Cena heel turn we were talking about. I thought that was going to be great, and it was horrible. and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong or when you're optimistic about it and it fails. But, when Cena won the title from Dom at MSG, I was like, there's time. He's gonna lead. There's time. I didn't know what they were gonna do. And then when they booked him against Dom in San Diego, it's like, well, that's perfect. And it was. And they sold a shit ton of those, old school San Diego Padres colors shirts. I like that. They were the old like brown and yellow colors.
Yeah, the brown yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, I love. The Padres were always. Because living in Phoenix, all those teams would do spring training here in Phoenix,
and I live. League.
Yeah,
it's not Grapefruit League. It's the
no, that's it's the Cactus League,
Cactus
and then
League.
There's another one. There's two. I forget, but I lived right by the stadium where they shared it. It was Peoria Sports Complex, where it was the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners, and I would go to watch Tony Gwynn and Ken Griffey Jr. in spring training for cheap because it was fun. But I've always loved those old school Padres jerseys with like the actual like friar with the bat on the logo. That's good stuff.
They bring them back once in a while during the year.
Yeah, they do, which I like. Yeah. That's smart. That's hell. Even like with Tampa Bay, they brought back their creamsicle jerseys that were always made fun of. But the old school works, man. I love it. There's a lot of those old school jerseys I'm a big fan of, like the Houston Oilers and the baby blue. Big fan. I always like this look. I like the look. The next match, this one might be a fun
one. Dom wins.
Yeah,
Dom wins the match, and then the crowd salutes Mr. Cena on the way out.
Which he's done pretty much in every single city. They made sure to give him that moment of walking out and cheer at and wave at everybody. And that's awesome. I mean, like we've said from the beginning of this, if anybody deserves like a real retirement tour, like when a guy retires in baseball and every away series at the end, they present him with something and the fans give a cheer because, he's a legend. I was very happy with this match though.
So even though YouTube TV and ESPN and Disney came to an agreement, this was not on YouTube TV last night. I had the ESPN app last night. But from what my email says from YouTube, they're working on having it hopefully before the next pay-per-view event or PLE, and we'll see what happens there. But as we've watched now with ESPN, and I think with Netflix too, ads aplenty between matches.
Right.
I get like a 6-minute counter going.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm like, they tell you how long they're going to be. Like, plan the bathroom break. Now, I don't know, like the ESPN app, it's a bit different because if you're just paying for that and you don't watch any other sports, that kind of sucks for you as a WWE fan. But like,
sports sound good.
Yeah, I was just going to say most people use it with other things. Like even for me, like, they'll have like cup soccer on there. There's things I can definitely watch. For me, honestly, with the ESPN stuff, I love their documentaries. Yeah, I watch all of those all the time. But with like Netflix, when people bitching about like the commercials in it with like on Netflix stuff, like you're not paying that much for this. And even with the PLEs, like you're paying like what's the ESPN
treated like
Unlimited
any other sport, dude.
Yeah, well it's ESPN
NFL
Unlimited.
Games. Guess what? You get advertising. Sorry,
right? I'm like and usually even like the old pay-per-views when you were paying for them were sponsored by somebody, you were going to get an ad or two with them. Like, Stack or two back in the day. Oh, I know. But it's just like, if it's the only thing that you're paying for from ESPN is for WWE, I think that's what, $30 a month. Yeah, that's still less than what a regular pay-per-view is. I don't know. I don't mind the commercials because I just kind of plan it out. It's like with my wife and I, when we eat dinner, we'll watch like a sitcom or whatever. Like I wait till the commercial to get up and refill my drink or get more food or whatever. So it's just,
once they go to YouTube TV, I'll drop it back down to my $19.99 thing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things too, like, and I hate to say it, but it's just the world that we live in. Like it's a society that's trying to make as much money as possible. Like,
yeah, but at least they're doing it between matches.
Yes, that's
not during the matches. So small victories for the people. I'll take one.
And for a PLE or even like the Saturday night's main events, those big shows. Yeah, don't put the commercials in. Like on Netflix and on USA for SmackDown, that's fine. That's different. Although this past SmackDown, the last half hour was commercial free for that entire match, which I thought was done well. Use that for the right advantage. But yeah, no, I have zero issues with the commercials during the matches.
They put a timer on the screen for you.
Exactly.
I mean, what more do you want?
Right? Seriously.
Can I run outside to get a smoke real quick? You got 6 minutes. Make it quick. Do it.
Right? Yeah. And I mean, just like it'd be different if this is the only thing that's having commercials, but like, come on, you get commercials during not our YouTube videos yet, but on YouTube videos, you're getting commercials on anything. It's going to be part of it. Please make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and tell a friend or two. It's absolutely free. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I felt good about that one. I didn't realize I'd set myself up till I was there. I was like, ooh, that's nice. Hey, I told you, we're more just getting like professional now as opposed to the professionally unprofessional, like I said before. Speaking of unprofessional, no, I'm just kidding. This match, surprisingly enough, because I have not been very complimentary of Nikki Bella, I actually enjoyed this match for what it was with Stephanie Becker and Nikki Bella. It did prove to me how great Stephanie is, because it wasn't a great match by any means, but Nikki was palatable.
It's a bold word.
Nikki looked palatable. It was a decent match. Now they timed it out well with her being a heel, but like,
I'll wait till you're done before I jump in here.
That's fine. I didn't feel like there was anything egregious in the match. Stephanie won, Nikki did her heel stuff where she was, being a bitch and talking shit and had her moments where she was on top, but really Stephanie just kind of beat the crap out of her, hit her with 2 different devil's kisses, one on the desk, which I'm sure Booker T was real sad about. Where was that on my show? Damn it. But like, oh, what the hell? But, I just thought that this match, I had 0 expectations. I was actually expecting to be terrible because I'm sorry, but the Bellas just they're not any good. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I hate to be mean, but they're terrible. This wasn't though, especially in singles matches. Like, I posted on Dex too. Like, the only way Nikki Bella was winning that match was if Bree showed back up and they did twin magic under the ring. That was it. So it was fine. It was fine for what it was. Plus, what it really did was give Stephanie a huge win on one of the big 4 pay-per-views in a crowd of over 45,000 people in a heavily Hispanic area over a Hall of Famer. All of that is amazing because obviously Stephanie, they know she's got the goods. She's awesome. She is one of the people.
I remain quiet long enough.
You're good. Yeah, you're good. No, I was done at that point. That was it.
Perfect. Listen, here's the deal. Nikki Bella is a tremendous heel.
Yes.
Like, she was awesome. Okay. I enjoyed this, but here's the problem. You had 46,016 people that didn't give a shit about this match. And I went back and I watched. The match was great. The match was awesome. Nothing wrong with the match. I watched in the background and like just the second time through, I was watching, not watching the actual match, but people were walking around.
Oh yeah.
Getting concessions, waving to the camera. They didn't care about this. There was no crowd into it. That's what brought it down.
I'll give
because
you that.
here's the thing.
This is a rough spot though. In this
if you're a New Japan fan, you know what I'm talking about.
NJPW.
You'd watch a great match and the crowd is silent, and it's tough to comprehend in your brain.
I get you.
So a great match in front of a silent crowd is shit to me. So
I'll give you that, but I'll give it also too. There was a very difficult spot to be in because
it doesn't matter. The crowd's got to be semi into it. They didn't care. They were all walking around waving. They didn't care. Nobody cared, and it was a good match.
It was.
I love Nikki Bella as the heel. She was perfect.
I don't think they would have given this match a chance no matter what it was in there when they had Dom and you had Dom and Cena.
Then don't put it on the event.
War Games.
And don't put it on the event then.
But you have to put a match somewhere in there. You're not going to have 3 matches. You have some match.
And
has
put
to
something
be
in
right
its place.
There. Anybody in that space would have been in a rough position. It's not. I mean, it's a tough place. It's a tough place to be in. I get it. No, and you're right. The crowd was not into it at all because this was the time to buy. I'm not sure. I think it was.
I was thinking I was going to hate this.
What?
I was like, I'm going to hate this match, and sure enough,
no, that's I expected
opposite.
you to.
So I was like, okay. And then watching Nikki Bella working, I'm like, okay, this is good. She's talking smack. Everything's going well.
I was shocked.
And you got one guy in the crowd going. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, but it's also. I mean,
there's no. I know, but
I get it. But what you can't hold that against them.
WWE is all crowd response now, thanks to friggin' overseas and all that shit they do now. It's all sing-alongs and stuff, and everyone loses their mind. You get a match with no crowd, it's noticeable, and it takes me out of it.
Okay.
100%.
It doesn't take me out of it. I didn't take me out of it in the least because it doesn't bother me one way or the other. You've had me watching AEW for 10 weeks. I'm used to dead crowds now.
But they still pop for stupid shit.
Yeah, no, they pop for both Devil's Kisses and they pop for the win. If you went to this show, this was the match that you picked to go buy merch if you didn't show up early enough. And every picture I saw, those merch lines were fucking insane. I was shocked by that just because
which makes my point for me.
Which I my WWE. There's no point. It said the crowd was going to be shit no matter who was in that position. It happens. Didn't take away from it being a good match.
They could have found somebody to put it.
No, they couldn't have. The crowd was in it for Dom and Cena.
Not two other people could have fit in that spot. Nobody.
And they would have got the same crowd reaction is my point.
I doubt it.
I don't. You had Cena and Dom, and then the men's war games. That's the most star-studded match ever. That's like if you're at a festival and you've got, and I don't know, if you're on a festival and you got the Rolling Stones before you and the Beatles after you, and you're in that middle spot, ain't nobody watching you play, bro.
Yeah, they don't book it that way.
That is how they have. That's how you got to book it when you've got the show. It is what it is. And the match was the fact that we both didn't hate the match is astonishing because all I wanted was that Stephanie to win and not get injured because I didn't trust Nikki. And 3 minutes in, I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Nikki was.
I didn't watch it the second time with the crowd. I was watching it more.
I watched the crowd just exclusively on the second time through. That's all.
I didn't have time today. I watched the women's war games all the way.
I find time for the show.
Oh, fuck you. My time for this show.
That was funny.
I'm the one. Yeah, it's a low blow. I'm the one who does all the prep work.
That was funny.
I know. I get you. You got me with the Liv and the hoy. But no, I was surprised that this match was as good as it was. It really was. I'm glad you liked it too, because for the match part of it, because it was what it needed to be. I did see some people thinking that Nikki was going to somehow win because that WWE wasn't happy with Stephanie's title run, and that was just. I didn't see who the source was, but I'm assuming
they got to give her some competition, don't they? They got to give her some names.
Right. Well, that's right, but I think that's where. I from what it kind of seemed was they were having her do the stuff with Nikki so she could stay out of the war games, and then I think she keeps the title at least 2, if not through WrestleMania. Because I mean that's the other thing too. We're not that far. I mean December's freaking tomorrow, and then you got the Royal Rumble. So I'm not sure. And the Royal Rumble's in Saudi this year. I keep forgetting that too. Shit.
Oh, that's right.
Right. As I said, I'm like, and where is the? Oh shit! So we'll see. No, I'm into it. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, the Royal Rumble brunch special. All right, no, it'll be. But I don't know where her next feud goes. I would kind of assume some heel come
next.
Yeah, I mean,
just give her somebody semi-decently, in the card somewhere. Don't keep giving her people like that. That's all.
Right. No, I was just thinking of kind of where it would go.
Establish her now. She's got the people sort of there. It's
right. Yeah. She just needs to have like a heel that she takes on. I don't know if that would be, I'd almost would say like Becky, but Becky's kind of, taken up with it. I mean, maybe Asuka. I'm not sure. She's got to take out somebody with a pedigree is more my point, which, yeah, I'm with you on that. And then we had the men's war games. And that's the thing too, is people who bought tickets to this show, I mean, not everybody, but a bunch of them, this is what they're there for, especially with these 10 guys. I mean, you had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. So you got 2 world champions and at least 2, possibly 3 future world champions. Logan Paul and Braun Breaker are winning world titles at some point. That's just happening. Bronson Reed probably might. Versus CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso, and the only one who isn't a world champion in that is Jimmy Uso. I mean, has there ever been that many? What is that, like 6 world champions in one match?
Yeah, like I figured it out on the last show. I couldn't think of anyone.
Yeah, no, that's just baffling. Like and that star power is, that's what sold the show. Thank you for the house, boys. That's what got 46,000. What did they say? 46-16. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Love it though. No, that was good. But this match, I mean,
they had to deliver here. Even everybody, even Corderas was like, they better deliver on this one because it was a mediocre show up until here.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy. Like I said, I really like the second match, and the third match was surprising with it.
They were all good.
They had
we're
to
just,
deliver here.
We're just hanging on that average, and this popped things up, which was great.
And that's what you booked this for. I thought I was surprised that CM Punk started the match. Just
you and me both,
and also both this and awful as well. Everybody, all of us were surprised because I mean he's older. Cardio's never been like his main thing. I mean, not anybody as much anymore, but when he came over from AEW, everyone's like, oh, how long is he going to last before he's injured? And he had the one injury, but he's been pretty good since. And I think this was kind of his proof of like,
good deal.
You know, if I don't have to wrestle John Moxley, I might actually be able to be fine. But I thought it was very telling to have him and Breaker as the beginning though, just cause
new and old.
Yeah. And like, it's also like putting making sure that just showing Braun that you trust him or that you do have the faith in him or whatever. It's one of those ways of putting it in that sense. And I mean, depending on what they do for Mania this year, I kind of think they were set on it being Punk versus Rollins at Mania. Well, that's not going to happen. So, I mean, it could be Punk and Braun. I'm not sure. They've got
depends
options.
on who the masked man is.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So the order went Punk, Breaker, Drew, Cody, Logan Paul, Jimmy Uso. Who did I write there? The hell is that name? Oh, Bronson Reed.
It's Bronson.
I can't read my own writing. Jay, Brock, and then Roman. So that's the order here.
Right, yeah, which made sense. It had to be Brock and Roman had to be the last two. That just made sense. But it was just and honestly, having Drew come out second for the heel team was perfect because of the history that he and Punk have in cages. So that worked very well.
Drew and Breaker make a great tag team, by the way.
Drew and Paul make a great tag team too.
I
mean, I'm not really sure what Drew can do wrong because even when he loses, he's right back in the mix, gets his heat back, claymores somebody, and cuts an awesome promo, and you're just like, yep.
Yeah, we've been lucky so far.
Yeah, he's good at it.
They push the button on him soon.
Well, he's got the movie coming up, though. The Highlander's getting filmed soon, so you got that, and that's big. When he comes back from that, unless he's got another movie coming up, I think that's when you do it with him because it would work for it, especially if he's still going to be a heel, which he's a fantastic heel. But no, I was good. My note on Drew was Drew and Paul make a fantastic duo. Like when they picked him up and did like the, muscles thing, like they were great.
The one arm thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I almost had kind of forgotten that it was that they beat Randy Orton and Jelly Roll at SummerSlam. I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. They are a good team together. I like that look. Plus, I mean, as douchey as Logan Paul is, like he seems to be very good at listening, learning, getting better at this, teaming with the right people. If he doesn't stay with the vision, I'd be cool with him and Drew going off, but I'm not sure.
I do like the War Games when they have room for the cameramen to roam around inside there.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot better than when there's no room at all.
Yeah. No, they've kind of have it set up the best that they can in it for WWE. Like it doesn't have the top, but because they want to be able to come off it, but they have it set to where, which I thought this was smart too, where it's like if you escape the cage, you forfeit for your team, but only after the match has started. If that's not a Paul Heyman technicality, I don't know what is.
Yeah, because they were setting that up.
Yeah,
they did a good job of setting that up too. I wasn't expecting that setup, but
I wasn't either. But I very much enjoyed it, and I thought it made a lot of sense.
Before you get there, don't forget. I want to talk about Braun Breaker landing on his neck.
Oh God! I blocked that out of my. Oh.
So I saw this, and I'm like,
the sink in my heart.
I kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye. Then they showed the replay of it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, he's hurt. And they wasn't in camera view for a while. But when people are really hurt in WWE, they do stuff with the camera stuff. I can't describe it here. It's impossible. They shift the way they show things, so you can kind of tell when someone's really hurt and when they're not.
Well, you can see it.
So that wasn't happening. I could tell that wasn't happening. So I knew he wasn't hurt. But I knew someone was looking at him. I mean, I can tell someone's looking at him, but he's not hurt severely.
Well, and I think that's
only because his neck is a friggin'
because his neck similar to Brock when he did the shooting star press.
He did fly.
There's muscles there that the rest of us humans we've got that. We have those muscles, but they're not actually muscles. They're just there. Yeah. No. what they do, they shoot it in the way where they're just trying to whatever is happening with the person that could be injured is just out of frame, but they send out the doctor and then the doctor's got the IFB and then I'm sure the doctor, they do whatever they do of like, no, he's got usage of his hands and feet and he's not, he's a freak of nature and not a normal human being. So he's fine somehow. I don't understand. No,
But like when Dom was faking being hurt, you could tell that wasn't real doctors.
Right. Yeah,
especially they don't get a medical shirt like AEW does, but you know what I'm saying.
No, exactly. But it's not as obvious, but you can tell exactly. Those are the actors or extras that they've got playing doctors, so that if something really happens, the real doctors aren't out there playing doctor. We don't have like, who was it? Back in the, in the Attitude Era, was it the Dr. Beebe, the blonde girl with the big, with the big hoots? Yeah. Then you could tell was fake. Then she was doing, or when, when MJF, when they put the mask that's supposed to go over his mouth, over his eyes, they put it over his eyes and nose, his nose and mouth. Like,
not proper medical people.
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. But when it's really the doctor, they don't send them out. Yeah.
When your head goes to your shoulders with just straight line of muscle in between, that's the person you want to land on their neck because there's nothing there.
It's just,
it's all muscle.
Right. And
there's only two people that survived that and they both have survived it. So there you go.
And and we're able to walk away from it. Like, and you could see it though, when it bends, like the neck starts to bend, but it stops.
It just stops.
The muscle takes,
I watched it in slow motion 4 times.
I did too.
It just goes and then, well, that's it. We're not going to go any further than this.
Yeah. I kept hitting the 10-second rewind. I was, like, and I'm not normally a person who does that kind of stuff, but you knew from just how he moved initially, kind of like with Brock afterwards, like he might not be fully okay, but he's mobile. Like
he's fully okay, which is
he's not gonna like that. He'll be on Raw tomorrow. No, that was I had blocked that out of my brain because I was so oh god, that was horrifying. And like it wasn't like it was on the craziest move. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was a doomsday device. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, it's not the easiest move to pull off. But...
It's not, but it's not like I'm diving off the top of the cage through 2 tables through, you know what I mean? It
just goes to prove it can happen anytime, any place with anything. It doesn't matter what you do.
And this is why I love you, my friend, because right there, that's what I was exactly, like, yes, you can get hurt on the easiest things possible. Don't do the stupid shit until you have to. Do it at the big show.
Ask Sid how that worked out for him.
Oh!
Jesus. Some of the more gruesome things we've seen has been over nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Ask Shane McMahon. Ask Vince McMahon. Ask Kevin Nash. Nothing.
Yeah. Vince just got in the ring. Oh, the Shane one. At least the Shane one was funny. Like I could laugh. You can laugh and he's okay now. Then he just dropped. And then what was it, Michael Cole? Shane still got it. Nope. Oh, and then they also announced, before you get to the end of the match, they announced that the next Saturday night's main event is like the end of January in Montreal.
Yeah, they've had that announced for a long time.
Oh, well, that was the first time I saw a commercial.
Yeah, they've been doing the combo packages.
Oh, and this was the commercial for single tickets. That makes sense.
Yep.
I noticed that single tickets available for. No, there's something happened in that commercial that could be a good topic if we have time at the end of today or next time we meet up for recording show. There's something in there that I'm curious about. But they're so when at the end of it, Brock comes out and murks everybody in the ring. Like he just
hang on.
All right.
Jimmy Uso yeeting on top of the cage.
Oh. Right, I forgot about that because I just chuckled at it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah, when he came out, I was hoping that was going to be it. And I was kind of happy when he got in there. I'm like, okay, well, they sang the song a little bit. That was about it. I'm like, that's cool. Then the song started playing when he's on top of the cage and they started doing it. I'm like, oh, come on.
Right, but you had to like.
But it was right in the middle. It's right in the middle.
Right, but well, they can't win the match yet. What are they going to do? It was also Brock. You're getting that moment of Brock's music hitting. If they could have won
the match in the middle of a War Games to do a stupid freaking dance. Oh dear.
Right, but it's for the moment of Brock doing it. I don't know. I just didn't take. I don't look at War Games like you guys look at War Games. It doesn't have that to me. I saw War Games after the fact. Like I didn't get the build. Like War Games
is a big deal to me still. Sorry.
I get that. It's not to me. It never has been to me. I grew up. I'm later in the generation. Like I get that they're fun matches to watch, but mean, the first one was 1987. I was 4 years old. 5
Yeah, I
years
know.
old.
Yeah, War Games are a serious event where all the shit hits the fan. That's what you're there for. You don't be dancing in the middle of it.
Until you've made it an annual event with a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
That's what kills, and that's where this is. Back when people were saying like, "Oh, Cena needs to be in a War Game, so he has that under his belt." I'm like, if it was a reason to, all right, but these are like what Hell in the Cell kind of. And honestly, I kind of feel like it's getting that way. That maybe next year they stop attaching them, they take a break or two from the War Games, or have it to where you have a storyline that builds it up, and then you have a War Games that
just let NXT have
I don't
one,
know.
That's all.
I could. I mean, it worked
NXT
before.
Can have one. That's fine.
You can have one. I just think you don't need it on the pay-per-view name. Like you just need to have one when it matters. When it's like, when like the Bloodline ones. Not. I mean, last year's was good too, but the Bloodline one, like when Sammy was with the Bloodline as like the honorary Uce, like that one really made sense because the Bloodline was picking up with everybody. Like that worked. That made sense, but you don't need it every year. It's one of those things that, I challenge you to a War Games. Like they made it work for the men's this year, and also too, if you're going to
work for both.
Yeah, they do.
Both weren't really needed. You're right. Yeah. You're right. I
agree
with that 100%. There's no need for one every year.
Exactly. And that's where they can take away from that being the big moments. And
didn't Triple H stop, Hell in the Cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, he did. And cause and honestly, like his reasoning for canceling Hell in the Cell and it's not they're canceling the match because they had one last year with Drew and Punk when it mattered. They had it
which was warranted. Exactly.
Yes. And it was awesome. It was a lot of people's match of the year, or that match made their feud of the year because it was done how it should be. And if they had War Games set up, like even the way they did the men's this year, if you didn't know that it was going to be War Games, if it was just regular Survivor Series and they turned it into a War Games and made it matter, that would make more than just as you start to see people team up knowing that War Games is in 4 weeks, you're like, well, there's your team. That kind of takes away from it for me. So I just watched it for the enjoyment of it. And like I said earlier, the best moment of music for me probably in wrestling is either the Punk and everybody popping, or Brock's music hitting and everyone's face doing was it Roy Scheider from Jaws, where you get that moment of, oh shit. So that was fun with it. And I'm a simple man at sometimes. When Brock comes in and just starts murking everybody, it's fun. And
Brock did a cool thing when he came in. He murked everyone, like you said, and waited for Roman to come in. And then he met him down the aisle, which means the match didn't really start yet.
Right.
Which is your technicality point you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So and they bopped around the ring. What about one full rotation around before he put him in?
I was going to say about 2 minutes. So that's probably about right. Which was perfect. Like you made it. You showed that they've got this hatred and they got this heat, but they didn't have to go put him through a bed of nails next to the or next to the announce table, or through 3 tables up with somebody's, you know what I mean? Like it made sense. And I
like how Brock went out after him. It was good. It was convincing to me.
Because from what we normally see with that feud is Roman's the aggressor. And I like to see that from Brock. It shows some human emotion as opposed to him just being a shaved gorilla that's going to murder everybody. But then, once everybody's in the ring, then the bell rings. Now, I like that, so that if somebody escapes after that, then it would be over with it. But they didn't, as any good War Game should be, they don't take too long once that bell rings. And you have
they seem to get to the point pretty quick at that point.
Yeah. In WWE, I feel like with Blood and Guts, it was just like, do whatever, go whatever.
Starting at that point.
Everybody's on top of the ring. Yeah. No, it worked out it made a lot of sense with how they did it. There's all those back and forth moments, there's got the, was it Breaker did that crisscross spear where he did does a couple things.
There were spears aplenty that
just everywhere
for everybody yesterday.
It was Oprah. You get a spear. You get a spear.
Yeah, that's what was happening. Everyone was spearing everyone. Yeah, they were good spears too. They weren't slouching on them either.
Which as somebody who enjoys a good spear, I'm happy with it. Brock, I always say the spear, it's overdone. But if a guy played in the NFL or D1 college football, they're allowed to do the spears. You know, like when Edge does it, or even Jimmy or Jey Uso does it, it's like, you know, but like if you play like Braun Breaker doing a spear, makes sense. Roman Reigns doing a spear, makes sense. Like I'm good with those.
As long as they look good.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
As long as they look like they know what they're doing. Like when he speared, I think it was Roman speared, who had Jimmy Uso on his shoulders and he speared him through the table? I don't remember. Jimmy Uso was on his shoulders.
Brock. I think it was Brock.
It was Brock.
Yeah, it was Brock. Yeah.
And no, I didn't think it was Brock. Roman speared Brock through the table with Jimmy on top. That was pretty good. I like that a lot.
That was. No, yeah, you're right. That was a really, and with, again, doing these every year, you've got to do something at least different with it or have something that's special with it. No, that worked well. And it was fun seeing Brock in a cage. And they made the point to make it where Brock hasn't been in any sort of team match in like 20 years or something.
Yeah, Brock's not a team player.
Exactly. No, he's not. And that's part of his story. That works for Brock. Brock is different than the rest of us. That is just who he is. So no, that was a lot of fun though. And then,
so it looked like to me that at this point, like, I'm like, the baby faces look like they might win this thing. CM Punk looked like he was gassing out near the end, but he was hanging in there.
Which, that's fair. 40 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, and then we got some mysterious figure crawling in,
right? Yeah,
climbing the cage, coming down, making eye contact with CM Punk, and CM Punk looked like he saw a ghost.
Yep.
And
then he does, he does like a super kick it's almost like the Bucks kind of like knee lift thing, but then he does the stomp, which, well, I say he, because there are some people that think it could be a female. I don't think it is. I think there's
a very large female.
Right? That's kind of well, I mean, the legs weren't that big, but that's fine. I mean, here, we know it's not like Otis, okay? And some people were saying it's Jericho. I'm pretty sure he's got fatter thighs, but no, he does that. And then it was somebody who could climb in, do the moves, and climb out pretty quickly. Sorry, Chris. I don't expect that to be Jericho.
Possible, not like, but they can put anybody they want in there. It doesn't matter.
And the best part is they even had it to where like the gloves went under the hoodie. Because do you want me to give you my two biggest guesses? I got two guesses.
Go ahead.
I got Austin Theory or Carmelo Hayes. Those are my two guesses for who it could be. There's also
I knocked those two off. I knocked those two off last night. Again, how I watch things, I'm sorry, but I watch things weird. After I saw it, I looked at his foot, and the feet were relatively like a size 12, maybe. And I'm looking, going, Austin Theory doesn't have that big of a foot. Neither is Hayes. So I want it to be Austin Theory. I do.
Doesn't Austin though? I mean, why wouldn't? I mean, dude, I'm 5'10".
No, I've seen. I just looked at his foot and I looked at the foot that I saw, and they're not the same size. That's all.
Now, but like we were saying before, that doesn't mean that it's not.
No, it means nothing.
Yeah. Because they also there was another one that I think I don't know if it was dis or awful. One of them threw out Montez Ford being an option, which I would like because he can get pushed. I just don't know if it would work in the story. Like it'd be a perfect return for Austin Theory. That's why he's an easy guess. And then with Hayes, he and Heyman have had some backstage things where they've looked at each other and there's been like some kind of moments, and he seems like he'd be a good Heyman guy. Plus, he just recently beat Bronson Reed with Cody's help, but in the way that after Bronson Reed beat up Seth, Heyman, guys, I could see that working. That I like that idea with Carmelo Hayes, but I feel like
they can put anybody
they can, and that's why I saw a lot of people complaining about it, like, oh, that's like AEW type of ending. I'm like, well, no, because we know WWE is gonna there's gonna be follow up, whether they announce who it is tomorrow on Raw or not. If they don't, they're just going to continue to build the intrigue, but it's going to be a big part of Raw tomorrow. It's going to be the main reason to tune in.
That's the one that I matched up. But me and Julian are on the same page. When I match up Trick Williams' foot to where if you look at Trick Williams' feet,
I didn't think he was tall
in NXT, and you look at what you saw yesterday, those big work boot, they kind of, so I could see that.
Yeah, I just didn't think he was tall enough to be Trick.
He was slumped over a little bit too.
A little bit, yeah. I thought it was
built, and I felt the person was built like a brick shit house and had big feet and had big muscles. So
I'm.
Like I said, you could put
Trick
you in
the
there.
Best.
You could have been in the hood, and they could say it was Otis.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
No, exactly. And even with that's why they had fully covered, so you couldn't even see a hint of skin color. No,
it could have been Joe Jobber from down the street.
It could have been Joe Hendry. Now, personally, Trick is my favorite answer because I love the guy and I've been pushing for him to go up to the main roster forever. And what do I always say? I'm always afraid if you go up to the main roster sometimes by yourself and you can get lost in the shuffle. Putting somebody in this group initially would be great for Trick. So I would love that. But either way, it was a great way to end the match and be intriguing and give us reasons to watch. And what we talked about before is like, who the hell takes the pin in this match? Punk taking the pin in that way is perfect. He loses nothing. He still looks strong, or whatever you want to say. People want to say it. Like it was a perfect way for him to take the pin because he's still the world champion, and now he can fight whoever that is. I'm curious with because you nailed it too, where like Punk looked like he knew whose eyes those were. Yeah. So that could be something different. You know, I had somebody in the This Is Awful chat last night was like, oh, it's Colt Cabana. That's fun. I was like, no, there's Scotty Goldman in WWE, but no, it's just,
that'd be somebody we didn't expect.
Yeah, right. That'd be very unexpected.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of different options with it. I saw some people saying Randy Orton. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not sure if Randy with his back is climbing, cages that easy. Like we've talked about Randy and his back. He looks like he's in pain to walk.
It could be.
No, that's the thing is it absolutely could be. I think
you can have an enhancement talent backstage and have him go cover up and pull whoever you want in there. It doesn't matter.
It could have been it could have been Ricky Saints because he's athletic and they could make it Ethan Page. Like you could have it be anybody. That's the beauty of the way it was done. I just see what people are guessing and what they think it could be.
I guessed Randy Orton like my third guess in, so
yeah,
I guess that was my third choice.
My thought about Randy is more if the situation was Cody and not Punk, I would be leaning more towards Randy. If Randy's going to turn heel, it's going to be to face Cody, which and everybody's thinking, or not everybody. I saw Dave Meltzer post that the plan for WrestleMania 42 is Cody versus Roman. And I'm like, I feel like that's what they want you to build. They want you to think that with how that show ended. And like we've always talked about, that's a great seed that's planted for later if they need it. But it's, for my opinion, it's got to be Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania this year. Like Randy's only got X amount of WrestleManias. I feel like he might want this to be his last one because it's either this one or next one, and he doesn't want his last one.
They're going to have to bring him back pretty soon.
I mean, yeah, I would, and I would think post holidays, Royal Rumble, something like that. Maybe he just wins the Royal Rumble and then challenges Cody. That'd be fine. Like I feel like that's where Cody's main event at Mania is Randy Orton, but maybe we'll see.
We'll see where it goes. Lots of options. The best part. Yeah, they got so many ways they can go with any way they want right now. Beautiful. It's the best part.
Yeah, and the fact that the person did a super kick and Seth's move is exactly what you want. Oh, LA Knight was another one that I heard people said. That was another one.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to throw them all out there so we can have the conversation. It's fun.
You could name every single person on the roster.
Aside from Omos.
Yeah.
Like it probably wasn't him. Yeah. And like I said,
probably Otis not Otis.
Yeah. But really that's about the only two. And technically if they wanted to, they could, but yeah. No. Which I think is great. It's the best way it was a good way to end that match to where you still have the intrigue and story. Cause that's the other thing too that makes these annual war games different than the real war games. And that's how I kind of look at it is these are more of like fun war games as well.
Since this is your time period, was Jericho and Punk a big thing or no?
I don't think that might have been more online afterwards. I mean,
like when Jericho was in WWE.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Punk was in there. Did they ever go at it with each other? Or
I think they went at it. Yeah, but they didn't go at it for like major feuds that I can remember. Okay. Like there was no Mania match.
I'm just trying to think of somebody from Punk's past.
Yeah,
that maybe
back. For sure.
It's like I said, the facial expression said something.
No, it definitely did. Now it could just be they want to be like, oh, he was doing no, but I thought it did too. Like I thought there was a tie to Punk in that sense, but I don't know where that would be and what that was. But I just thought, like I was saying, where, before with the war games, like the real war games back in the day, that was ending 10 different guys' storylines essentially were going to end in that. With what they're doing now, this has to end with to be able to still have intrigue, and this was a fantastic way to do that. Was my
this never ends.
Yeah, exactly.
This just branches off in different directions for the next
with a bunch of different
months.
people. Yeah. Which, I mean, that it sets up a lot of different options for it and a lot of different things. I think the thing I'm most curious about, honestly, is who does Braun Breaker wrestle at WrestleMania? Because like they're starting to set up the road to Mania now. Like they're paving it to then get on it after the Royal Rumble. But I mean, Breaker's got options. It could be Brock, could be Gunther, could be Roman. He's the one I'm most excited about, especially since he didn't break his neck. Jesus,
yeah, they got at this point, as their popularity isn't cresting like it once was, you're getting it back pretty quick.
Right. And people know, like, if anybody, like the people, like the fans that, like people that were hardcores, but then sometimes go to casual, you get back in around the end of the year, Royal Rumble time. So, they might have a little bit of lull into, well, not really, because you got Cena's last match in 2 weeks and then the holidays. You don't worry too much
people
about
popping
there.
in now.
Yeah. So it'll be one of those things though, where there can, I feel like the rumors of WWE's demise were greatly exaggerated. It's one of those things where
I know these people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's it. Well, even people.
It's not as hot as it was because it can't ever be that hot for that long. It's impossible. Exactly. That's how the business works.
But saying
you get to a real hot point, you're going, you cook, and you start coming down a little bit. That's where they are.
Right, it's still warm. All right, so it's not 118 degrees. It's 107. Still pretty hot, or even 102, like whatever. No, and again, back to what we said when we started this before. 46,000 people in San Diego is pretty damn impressive. Like it really is. And then with Boston and the Madison Square Garden and shit, even Oklahoma City, they got good crowds. That's why the ratings matter, but we've talked about it before too. So many people have the ability to watch online these days, or at least see clips or stay current with it. They don't need to watch as much and then watch the big shows and pay attention to it.
I think Triple H is pretty smart. I think
oh yeah, definitely.
He knows the pulse of the people, I think. And I think he sensed that, he's seen, a little lackluster in the ratings, maybe a little something down here. Maybe ticket sales weren't as good. Maybe, a bunch of maybes.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at it and analysis. What's the hell the word I'm looking for? Analyzes it. Yes.
Yeah,
analyzes the situation, looks at it and goes, how can I get people talking? Boom. There you go.
Because I was thinking of like, how can I correct? You're right though. That is what he's doing. Because it's not even like, how can I correct this? Because he knows it's only slight problems, maybes here and there. Yeah. Get people talking, get some buzz, do a few different things. I feel even like sometimes with how they do like their podcasts and stuff too, they were able to promote things like Natty being on Cody's podcast to promote her. But like, there's always something being talked about in some level, or like, was it Nikki Bella went on Good Morning America? Because she's, as much as she's a star in wrestling, like more people in the world know her from her reality show stuff and Dancing with the Stars and all of that. So put her on there. I mean, they keep people talking. They keep the buzz going. I've always said too, it's the ticket sales for me. Once those start really dropping and staying dropped, especially with these prices and dynamic pricing, which I also saw a lot of different people posting, cause I follow a bunch of people from San Diego through my soccer group, but, people were seeing that tickets for Survivor Series, if they looked on Friday or Saturday, were much cheaper because the dynamic pricing wasn't in this effect. There wasn't as much of a demand. Granted, you don't get to pick as many options of seats that you want, but I saw a few different people that worked for like $110 or something, which wasn't then too bad.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah. Especially if you want to go and be for the event of it.
So the Mystery Man segment on WWE YouTube has got 358,000 views. Okay.
Damn.
On the ESPN clip with the same thing, it's got 200,000 views. And on some other station, it's got like 8,000 views. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I went to WWE's just their Twitter page. The pinned tweet is, who is that? And it's the segment 3.6 million views.
Yeah, see, that's
exactly.
what they needed. That's what they needed to do, and they did it.
Yup.
Bottom line.
Exactly. It covers the bases with it, keeps people excited, and then, leads people into Raw. Oh shit. It's in my area. I forgot they're in Glendale tomorrow, which it's in the Phoenix area, but it's like 35 minutes from me and I'd have to pay for parking and I'm broke. So I will not be going, but it'll be a good show. Yeah, no, but I enjoyed Survivor Series. I thought it did what it needed to do. There were parts of it that were a little bit of lulls, but overall I was sports entertained. I was happy with the show.
Yeah, I think I went B-.
Okay, yeah,
it's my normal, you know me.
Yeah, no, and I feel like I would have probably gone. I feel like I would have said B-, but I'll go B. I'll go B. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I was happy to. Like I said, I've been big on Dom all year, and I love what happened through him with it. So that was enjoyable. Real quick, what I did notice, the other thing I wanted to mention from the Montreal thing, did you notice that Pat McAfee was in that clip? Are they going to bring him back to announcing? Because I like the announcing the way it is. I think Wade and Tessitore are great.
College season's over.
I know,
not over, but wrapping up.
I did no, and with what he has to be doing, it'd be essentially over, and it would that shows the end of January. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, well, game days are almost done. Like this was the last one this week or next week. They're done with those.
I think
now,
so.
Game days.
Yeah, I think so. And
no, because they're in bowl season now.
Right. And I was gonna say, I think they might do some of those game day stuff for bowls, but it won't be as much for him with it. Here's the thing: if they bring him back, great, but it's obviously going to be with Colt. I feel like Graves doesn't need to go away. And I'm not a big fan of 3-man booths, but I'm also not as big a fan of just Pat as the color guy. I like having a wrestler there. Plus, I think with Corey Graves being cleared, maybe eventually they could have a match one day. I'd be okay with that. I don't know. That was what surprised me with the Montreal commercial that caught my eye the most, was that it was a clear shot of Pat McAfee walking down the aisle.
That makes sense because he's on SmackDown with Cole. Yeah, okay,
yeah, and that would work. I just don't want to see Graves get knocked out unless I hate to be mean because I know a lot of people love Booker T, and I love Booker T as a wrestler and as a person. I do not like him on NXT as the color guy.
I can see Graves not being on SmackDown. I mean, that's probably going to end up happening because I can't see McAfee and Cole sharing the spotlight with another guy. I just don't see it happening.
In that role and has been, but bringing in the past and tying things together, and when people make a mistake, the way he corrects it, he corrects it in a way where sometimes he's trying to be helpful. If that's the character, he's being a dick about it, which I don't know. I really enjoy Corey Graves, and
I'm with you.
Would hate to see him get bumped off of SmackDown just because of McAfee, but it's probably.
Well, we're starting to lose you, Jake, so let's wrap it up. Oh, we're going to lose him right at the end, maybe. All right. So we lost Jake, I think, here. Just a perfect timing. That'll do this show. Stay tuned for us on Thursday for our Dynamite review, 9:30 p.m. on YouTube Live. We do that every week. We watch it so you don't have to. It's a lot of fun. We review Tony Khan live video if he puts it out for us. Good times. Trust me. Good times. And then we also do a Sunday night show. Obviously, you see Sunday night with us here every Sunday at 8:05. And we do a regular episode we drop usually on Fridays. So that's at AltJakeTakesOn on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. It's free, for Christ's sake, people. It's free. I hate the word subscribe. I wish it would just say follow instead of subscribe. But that'll do it for tonight. Catch y'all Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good evening, folks. Peace.